You can look at him disapprovingly, just say, hmm. You can also get her, like when you're practicing, get her to start doing. Remember we told you to, yeah. So how did you bowl yesterday? Did you? You didn't? Oh, oh, that's right, the tournament. Yeah. Are you bowling city?
Yeah, next week.
Okay. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, well, another 20 minutes.
Okay. So how do you feel? You feel good or a little bit off? Or
It feels off.
okay. So what's happening is you get here, and then you're like really kind of throwing the ball off your hand. So we need to really kind of practice letting the ball just kind of roll off your hand. Okay. Once you get to the top of the swing, then you make sure you're really loose and just let the ball kind of roll off. There you go. That's better. Just remember, this lane is always a little tighter, so you have to make sure you get it outside the second arrow to get that ball to really kind of move. Actually, I don't mind that. Only because you're learning to do that. So eventually it'll be just a little bit less than that. So instead of this, it'll be more like that. Okay. Doesn't look bad. All right, we're going to play around a little bit. So we're going to do some line work. Don't worry about pushing. Don't worry about that. That way you can get full rack. So you want to get here. Okay. I want you to practice getting here. See how everything's here? And I don't want you to do this. What I want you to do is just, instead of really kind of throwing yourself here, just let yourself kind of roll like this. Okay? And then keep your hand a little bit like that. Just come straight through it. Okay? Just, okay? From right there. And making sure you're not doing this, you're just, okay? Slightly that way. And just come straight through it. Nice and easy. There you go. So you see how it's kind of spin like that? That's what we need to do. My thumb usually doesn't swell up this much, but yeah. So we'll do it again. So here. And I'm going to keep it like that. So It's going to be here, and then okay. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. There you go. And we're so far in, if you don't get it out, the ball's not going to hook. So that's why we have the tape there, just so you can see how the ball is spinning. Okay. So let's do that again. So make sure that you're not, you get your thumb out first, and make sure you're not, it's nice and smooth, okay?
Hey, would this react differently on the house shot than this pattern?
Yeah,
Because
obviously.
I'm trying to do my pack to where I can put the sticker, right? But it keeps going this way.
Okay, we'll look at it, yeah.
Well, I was about to throw it on a house shot to see if it
Yeah.
showed me something.
So this is what we got here. So the good thing is the ball is on its way down, your shoulder's still back. That's perfect, okay? When you get here, so you want to try to get your thumb out a little bit quicker about here. So just trying to make sure your thumb is a little forward. Make sure it doesn't go this way, okay? So you want to do this and then just get your, so it's like opening a doorknob without, and being able to keep that on here, okay? That's what we're trying to do. But this is really good. You see how the thumb gets off and the fingers kind of elongate at the bottom. So you couldn't do that with that one. So keeping that in mind, I want you to go to your normal spot and go ahead and let it roll off your hand to your target instead of throwing it off your hand. You feel the difference though between throwing it and rolling it? You'll feel it more in here on the pads of your fingers. A little smoother, a little smoother. Get your push away more in front, this way instead of that way. Okay. We're going to try to get your swing to go a little bit straighter. Yeah. And I missed it too. But you can see the ball's starting to spin a little faster.
Yeah.
And you're actually getting close to your leg, so it's in the oil a long time. So I want you to move your feet about 3 to the right and see if you can hit second arrow. Okay. He did it really? That's funny. It still rolled pretty good though. Like I said, at Chantilly, you're gonna, you'll play where you normally play. But for here, you've got to play a lot straighter. Your lay down point is still in the oil, so that's good. So the ball is just not getting friction, so it's hooking, and the rotation is pretty good. Keep going. So really concentrate on getting more, instead of this, more of this. Okay. That was good. That was good. Now remember, don't point it. You want to go. Make sure you get it straight there. So try not to try not to think of throwing the ball down lane. You want to get it off your hand just on that side of the foul line. Okay. So I'm here, and it's just a matter of, instead of really kind of doing that, I want to be more here. Get it right about here, and then let me get out. Okay. Remember, don't. It's nice and. Woo! Yeah. Now using your, you also have a ghost, right? Yeah, let's see that one. So that one's gonna read. That one should read a little bit quicker. It might be a little bit, because of how tight they are. You need the ball to really read a little bit earlier. So it's really not hook. It's really not going straight. It's actually reading too late. Really weird how tight the lanes are, right?
Yeah.
It'll make your bowl better though, because then you go to a Chantilly and you'll have this much room. Fairfax is probably even harder, because the back ends are really inconsistent. Remember, nice and easy, just like that. Yep. You practice at Drainsville, right? Okay. Drainsville is a little like this, isn't it? Kind of tight, or does it hook more? Does it hook more there, or is it tight?
Looks more at Grand.
Okay.
Well, because I bowl at Cosmic bowling, so lane's sometimes dry or wet.
Okay. Okay. You also bowl at Chantilly too, right?
I joined the Chantilly League for August.
Okay.
So that's where I'm going to be doing my first league.
If I'm not eating.
If you're not eating.
If I'm eating, you can go, and then I'm going.
Oh.
I like the fact it's staying
Down
close to
on
your
one.
leg. So get your feet about two more boards to right, and then hit the same place. It's actually coming off his hand pretty good. He's bowls in Chantilly though. He's used to throwing it really hard. Usually when we both work with Chantilly bowlers. Now move your eyes right one. Aim for just to the right of the second arrow. Okay. Just remember, this one you kind of threw off your hand a little bit. That was better. Now get your swing speed just a little bit slower. A little bit slower. Really what we're trying to do, we're trying to get the ball to stay on your hand longer. We want to get it off your thumb and then just kind of pop it off your fingers. There we go. See how that still stayed in? If you actually got that out a little bit, that ball is actually going to. It's all part of the culture. They're used to really a lot of hook. Or here they need to really get to some friction to really kind of get that ball there to really jump left. A lot drier. A lot drier. It's like bowling at Mathis, except for worse. Not worse, as far as drier. You see, it's not worse. I mean, it's not a bad house. I just don't like the approaches there. Their approaches get tacky. What do you think of that one? I feel okay? Like I said, when you go to Chantilly, that ball's going to hook. Here it's going to be, you have to look and see how the ball is actually rolling. See, he's not used to getting into the friction because that's where the ball's going to hook. Where Chantilly, you want to keep it in where the oil is. It's starting to shape up a little bit. Okay, move your feet to right. Huh? Huh? We'll get you in next. You got a what? So what were you working on with my nephew here? What were you guys working on? That's good. So now allow the ball to roll a little bit further to the right. Okay. See how this one here you kind of watch. So it was going in the right direction, but then all of a sudden you were like, don't try to help it. It'll hook. There we go. Like I said, the big thing is allowing yourself to really kind of roll off your hand. That was good. So hopefully you'll be sore for 4 days. If you're sore for 4 days, I did my work. I did my job. Ah, remember, don't point it. Nice and easy. The biggest thing is when the ball's not hooking, it's to fight the feeling of just trying to angle it in. Okay? Because if you angle it in, you're not getting the motion to let that ball face up to where the pocket is. It's funny that these are probably the worst. 1 and 2 in this pair is probably the worst in the house. I mean, this is really the worst. Those 2 pairs are the worst to bowl here. I have to get her in before you guys because she's got a little kid. So remember, try to get yourself, instead of this, try to get more of this. You'll get it one time and then you'll be like, oh, okay. See, you just can't get it to the right part of the lane. When he does get to the right part of the lane, it's this way instead of that way. See how that little bit extra? That'll get it gets the ball to read a little bit later. So instead of hooking, it runs out of lane to really hook. Like running 2 or 3 miles. Is it like running 2 or 3 miles? Come on, roll it, roll it, roll it. There we go. It's closer. It's a little tight. See, the problem is, so the place that you bowl, if you get out too fast, the ball overhooks. What you have to do is you need to be able to think outside of that. Know what part of lane you're trying to hit, and don't be afraid. So you need to get it out where you normally wouldn't go at Chantilly. So you have to try to roll that ball more outside of the second arrow where, as you can see, even on this one, it still stays a little tight. Yeah. Don't be afraid to get it out there. Just remember you're in a different house. Okay. That's why it's a good and bad thing that we had 31 and 32. Well, not that far out. You still got to just kind of roll it. Just kind of roll it. So out there, try to throw the other ball out there. It's funny. I mean, you can see the big difference with. You can tell what kind of house they bowl in by how they throw it. If they try to throw it hard, they try to overthrow it. Usually the house is kind of. And if it's an oily house, then they usually will be a little bit slower, a little bit more deliberate. I think this one's going to shape up a little bit more, where he can't really get the ball to get really kind of tilted up enough to really go that way.
He was broken over there.
Well, yeah,
I was like, that's a different kind of shot. Though.
yeah, yeah. He's still relatively new. Whoa, threw that harder. That wasn't bad. A little bit harder though. A little bit harder. Watch how you kind of helped it at the last minute. Yeah. Just remember sliding. Just let the ball roll off the hand. It's gonna react a lot better. I gotta take a piece of tape out of my ball. It's like so tight.
So tight.
Believe it or not. I mean, too tight. I can't even push my thumb in there. You're so used to, because of where you bowl, you're so used to getting the ball so far this way. You can see you just have to learn to really kind of, keep that ball in front of you a little bit. I can live with that. How'd that one feel? Yep, a little bit, a little bit. Right idea. Remember, keep your hand a little firm. Make sure you're not squeezing it. Just sorry. So we get it turning this way. It's spinning kind of towards you. Wow. Oh, really? So instead of really kind of this, you want to be more like this. Because that way you can really kind of generate a lot more hook. You see how it spins faster? It's this way instead of really kind of that way. Yeah. Just remember, not like this. You got to be more behind it. There we go. That's better. So I want you to stand more here and see if you can roll it. Try to roll it around second arrow. Okay, just kind of roll it up in here. Okay? We'll see if we can get that ball to really kind of face up a little bit. Yeah, with one step.
right here. Just tell me if you feel a divot.
A little bit. Why?
Yeah, why would that be?
I don't know. It's a new ball, right?
No, this is an old ball.
No, I mean, like that. See how that kind of shapes up a little bit?
That's why it's making that sound that's going up. It sounds
Yeah, but
like
where are your insert? Where are your fingers?
it rolls between here.
Where? Where's your? It whirls where?
Right here.
Yeah, we need to get it more here, anyways, because you don't want it. It's really not that. It's this. If it's rolling here, it's the finger inserts that are causing the
Why would
problem.
that divot be bad?
It doesn't matter. There you go. Just like that. So you see how that one's kind of pointed more this way instead of towards you. So
Well,
throw one more and then try to do it with a full approach.
my other balls are drilled like this, and they're nowhere near this. They're like over here. I don't
Yeah.
know what it is about this ball.
It's the way you throw it. Because if the divot's here,
The divot's over here.
oh,
Up, not down.
oh,
Up.
there you go.
But I had Mike resurface it, and it didn't have that before.
Just show it to him.
Because I thought it was this, but you can still feel like a little push here.
Okay, so move up. Go a little bit slower. Just kind of walk through your approach. Okay. Don't rush through it. Just remember, the lanes are a little bit tighter than they were the last time you were here. And it differs from, a lot has to do with climate, especially when it's cold outside. Sometimes the lanes won't hook quite as much. So where are you standing?
For those shots, I was standing like right here.
Okay.
Before that, I was standing
Okay.
right here.
Okay. Do that again. Okay. Right about here. See, that was a little better. That was better. Okay. So it should be right about here. Okay. Let it roll. Push the reset. Push the reset. Push the reset. Try to hit here. Yeah. How'd that feel? Yeah, that was good. Okay. Okay. So you see how you let that ball roll off your hand. It got down there. Then you have a little bit more. So aim for the same area down lane. Okay. Does Chantilly have the markers down lane? Okay. Okay. So think of it, the dark markers outside. That's where you're really kind of aiming at. But you can see how the ball is starting to go like that. So that's why you need to make sure that you keep the angle you intended. It's got to go slightly this way so the ball will get into the pocket. Otherwise, the ball's going to hook too early. Ah. Just remember, you got to roll it out there. You know, the sessions where you struggle are the ones that you really learn the most. So just kind of in your mind, just try to get yourself to roll that ball out there so you can get it to hook up the friction. Okay. So right where you're at, go ahead and try to throw the ghost. So the ghost is designed to hook earlier, but be a little smoother. Where that one's designed to really kind of really snap right there on the end. There you go. Almost. Just keep in mind that it's going to hook more at Chantilly.
Yeah.
That was good. I enjoyed that one. Yeah, that was good. Remember, nice and smooth, not too fast. It's really not a matter of trying to throw it slow. It's really a matter of from here, making sure that it's nice and smooth. Okay. Oh, thank you, sir.
Thank you. We'll see you in a month.
Yeah, that sounds good. Just like I said, I'll load the. Good shot, by the way. There, I'll load the lessons on YouTube, and I'll send you the links. I don't know. I don't think I sent you the other one. Oh, you did? Okay. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Absolutely. Good job today. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, nice and smooth.
So I shouldn't like try to force it. Just let
No, no, not at all.
So just let it.
The smoother you are, the less you do, the more the ball's going to work for you.
Okay. All right.
That's what these balls are designed to do.
Okay. So just keep working on it, nice and smooth.
Yep, yep. Just keep working on that. Now we're starting to get somewhere.
What?
Now it's starting to roll off your hand a little bit better. Even though this is a little bit high, it was
Yeah.
still more rolly off your hand. Okay, one more good one. I think you're good. Like I said, like I was telling him, the less you do, the more that ball's going to work for you. So what you can do in a small amount of space here, and the more efficient you are here, the more it's going to spin off your hand, the more your reaction you're going to see off the back. That would just more this way. So I think you're good, though. I think you're good. Go ahead and throw one more. Push the reset. Let that ball roll out there. Let it roll. I actually like that better. I'd rather you miss that way than really in. Okay. So go ahead and practice. Just remember those lanes over there are sport shots. So don't worry if the ball is not reacting as well.